Whoa. Okay. Hello, guys. It's been 2 years since we last spoke. That is batshit crazy. So it just feels so weird because I want to talk about what changed. How you never know what's going on behind the cameras and how you don't know what someone's going through. Like my last video ever, 2 years ago, I talked about it. And I was like, well, I'm feeling exhausted. And that was the first time I started to kind of hint that there was something wrong. In 3 years of my channel being active, I just said something for the first time. And I couldn't handle it, honestly. And it's funny because it wasn't even like my channel was big and I had this like big following and big responsibility with my channel. But I still felt like heartbroken because I wanted to keep going. And now it's something totally different. At least I want it to be something totally different. So if you don't know me, here's my story. Maybe you can find something to relate to. This is how you don't know what's going on behind cameras. Started my channel when I moved to the US and I started living in LA, and that by itself was such a struggle because I just couldn't afford it. People just don't talk about this because usually people can afford to just move there, but I couldn't because I'm all the way in Brazil, so that just wasn't a reality of mine. And I just really wanted to make it. I wanted to be an influencer, like full-time influencer, and I was so convinced I could do it. And I had like my camera and I was like, you know what, I'm in the US, anything could happen, you know, the typical American dream, I guess. But obviously getting there, things weren't what they seemed. A weird ride because I was all by myself, and then I met my best friend and things just started changing so fast. But I just knew that I had to keep going. Like I knew I had to have a channel in English because I just always loved to speak in English. So that was my goal, you know. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make a channel and speak in English. And I was just so scared of people from my hometown judging me, and they did, you know. The first thing that happened when I came back from the US and I was like devastated because I felt like I failed, was people putting my channel on like a big screen and like kind of pointing at it and being like, is that you? And like laughing at it. And I know why. Like my channel had a lot of weird things. Like I couldn't do my makeup, but I would still do it every time. I was miserable while filming and nobody knew that. If someone came across my videos, they would never know that I was miserable, you know. So I would improv outfits that I wasn't even proud of because I love fashion, I really do. But it's funny to see from the outside, now that, you know, I took a lot of time away from it, looking at it and not knowing that I was fully depressed and so crushed and so heartbroken, and I was just forcing myself to be this person. And I was so Emma Chamberlain influenced. Like I didn't want to find what was right for me. And I do believe like most of my videos, I'm being myself. I'm being very authentic. Like that was never a hard thing for me to do. But I was just trying to see what stuck, you know, because I didn't believe that if I made content that I enjoyed making, people would enjoy it. I was like, you know what, I need to stick to what's selling right now. And I remember Emma was blowing up, so I try to make videos similar to her, and not only her, but other people too. And I started to get lost in the process because I was like, okay, a lot of things sell, so which way am I going? And then I started to lose myself in it. I was like, okay, I'm trying to be this person and I'm trying to be myself at the same time. And at the same time, I want to be something else that sells, and I want to succeed in this so much and I cannot stop. And I was like, okay, so if I do more videos, then I'm going to make it. It's not about where I am, because now that I've come back from the US and it didn't happen there, okay, so it's about here, it's about now, it's about the quantity and not the quality. So I got that stuck in my mind and I ran with it. I was like, I'm gonna upload every single day. And that made me miserable. Like I was already in so much pain because when I came back, I just didn't know what to talk about. My house was a mess, and in some of my videos you can tell because, you know, my mom had depression and my living situation just wasn't ideal at all. And there were so many broken things around and like just mess. And I just remember feeling like, you know what? I need to tell people that this is my reality. So if people mock me because my house is messy, or because there's something broken, or whatever, or because I don't know how to do my makeup, you know what? More power to them, whatever. Like, I don't care. And I try to say that I didn't care, but I don't know if I wouldn't, you know? I don't know if my channel got big, that I wouldn't feel necessarily bothered by people judging my living conditions and my way of not knowing how to do makeup. I really don't know. I think it would bother me, but back then I just didn't care, and I'm kind of proud of that me, you know, that didn't give a fuck. That just was like, you know what? If people want to judge me because of my living condition and because of the way I do my makeup badly, poorly, then they're assholes, and that's just, you know. But at the same time, I didn't understand that when you're trying to sell something, you're obviously gonna try to make it look put together, at least. And I thought, well, it doesn't matter because there's people like Emma on the internet that just show up. She doesn't care. So this is what I need to do. And I ran with it. But at the same time, I just wasn't happy because I didn't have the resources to make good content. And that's just the truth. I did have the camera, obviously, so that was a big step. But I didn't have, like, I wanted to be a fashion channel. And I saw all these girls, like, with millions and millions of outfits. And I was like, holy shit, how the fuck am I gonna compete with that? How the fuck? Because I don't have these clothes. And I also didn't know that you can do a lot with few clothes. I just didn't know that. So as I matured and I looked into fashion more and more, I was like, okay, so I don't need many clothes to look stylish or to look... Shut up. But obviously, I cannot be these people because I'm not. I went into this rabbit hole of trying to be so many different people at once and try to make content that didn't feel like genuine to me. And I just remember not giving a fuck about the content too. I was like, you know what? I saw this idea on YouTube and I'm gonna do it. I didn't care. I made, like, sometimes I did. When I made mood boards, I loved making mood boards and try to see what they would look like as outfits. I just made that challenge up on my channel, and I loved it. I loved taking the pictures. Other than random videos of me cleaning groceries during pandemic times, or other than that, I don't think I truly enjoyed, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna put thought into this, because I was so drained, I was so depressed, I was so exhausted, that I was like, you need to do it. But even if you can't, you need to do it, because this could change your life, and this is what you want. And if you don't work hard enough, you're not gonna make it. And this is truly wild for me to think about, because holy shit, how much pressure did I put on myself to make this channel work, to make it looked like I had everything put together, even when it all looked like shit. Like, I was owning up to it, and I was giving these pieces of advice that were actually really good, but I wasn't following myself, you know. So that was really hard. I rewatched a lot of my channel, and I was like, wow, I think there's such pure intentions behind this content, but I could not do it, man. Like, I could not do it to myself. I could not apply it to myself, you know. All these amazing advice about not giving a shit and being yourself and owning up to it, I just wasn't following it. I just wanted to talk about, like, how different it was behind the scenes. And if you don't know that, or you care, whatever, I don't know if anybody cares about this, but I'm just saying, like, don't commit yourself to something that's killing you, you know, just because you quote unquote need to make it or need to get where you want to go. Everybody has their own time, and for you to think that you need to force yourself to do something just because of your goal is insane. And to try to be something else, and to try to, you know, be productive to the level where you're posting every single day and giving a shit too much about the social media thing, just don't do it. Don't sacrifice yourself for any of that, because it's not uploading every day. Guess what? I didn't go viral, even uploading every single day for like 2 months or something. I didn't go viral just by moving to LA. So like I'm just trying to say, it's a lot of things. It takes a lot of circumstances aligning. Not like, oh, I just need to move to LA for this to work out. Guess what? It's not how it works. Oh, I just need to go viral once. It's not how it works. I went viral on TikTok. It's not enough, you know. There's other things that go into it, and now I get it, like that people say if you're doing it for money or for fame, you're in the wrong business. And it's true, because you need to hustle for so fucking long to get to where you want to go, that I'm here 3 years later and I cannot get this channel out of my head, because I do believe it's important for some reason and it has a point. And maybe nobody gives a shit about what I'm saying, but I want to make this format more of a podcast thing, and hopefully you identify with my story and understand that, you know, it's not you that's the problem. It's just life. Just things are difficult, and it's not everyone that is meant to be an influencer. And maybe I'm not, but I want to give my 2 cents about feeling like shit and feeling like you need millions of followers to feel loved, because that's what I was looking for. When I was doing the channel, like there was times for sure that I enjoyed, because I love filming, I love creating content, I just do. But at a certain point in time there, I just lost it completely. I was like, not only fully depressed, but I was forcing myself to work on something that I didn't love anymore, and that I didn't see a point. And I was so desperate for numbers and followers, and I was really, really relying on that to be the proof that I could be loved. I was like, you know what? This is gonna show everyone that wronged me that they're wrong about me, that I do have potential, that I do have power, that I'm great, that people love me, and that, you know, they're gonna regret treating me poorly. And it didn't happen. And that was a tough pill to swallow, the fact that I couldn't prove these people wrong necessarily. But the thing is, I didn't need millions of people loving me to prove them wrong, and I didn't need to prove them at all. As soon as I realized that, I was like, damn, what am I doing? What am I chasing? What is this chase? And if I do hit, like, I don't know, 100K, is this gonna really truly fulfill me? Because I don't think it is. Because I'm looking for self-love in other places, you know, because I don't have it within myself. So I'm trying to make this narrative up that I'm like, oh, okay, if I have 1 million followers, then for sure I'm gonna feel self-love. And that's just not the truth. And I'm glad it didn't happen, honestly. Like I never thought it would take me 3 years later to see this. I never thought I would see this, actually. But I'm happy. I'm happy I didn't make it then. Like, I'm happy I wasn't famous then. I'm happy I didn't have 1 million followers then, because you know what? I couldn't handle it either. To be quite honest, like, I just couldn't handle it. That many people having judgment over me, I was so lacking in so many areas of myself that I would just break, for sure. I was already super depressed. So if someone said, oh, you're ugly, I would buy it. I would spend days in bed. Like, so that just wasn't the time. And not to say it's gonna happen now, because I'm all like matured and grown up. I'm just saying, like, just there's things that just don't, I just hate when that happens. But there are just things that don't happen because they're not supposed to. And I know that's super cliche and annoying. Shut the fuck up. I just know it feels like bullshitty to say, oh, it doesn't happen for a reason. And, you know, you want it so bad. You're like, okay, shut up. I want it to happen. I don't want it to not happen for a reason. I want it to happen. And I know how that feels. But I also realize that this vibration on desperation, it just takes you nowhere. It just really, truly doesn't, because you cannot see the milestones you reach. You cannot see the good things that are happening, because you're so blindsided by all this want and need and just desperate vibe that you just think there's nothing good for you ever. So even if there was something that was good for you and what you wanted out of life, you would not be able to see it because you're in this desperation mode. And I was stuck in it for so long, and nobody even told me. Like, I don't think people knew even, but in my life, but I didn't know it myself. And I don't know, it's so weird. It's just so weird to look at myself in this viewfinder, whatever, and know that I lied for a lot of it, you know, like I had to fake it, fake happiness. And I'm not gonna invalidate all the work that I put into this channel, because holy shit, that was a lot. But even so, I just really believe that I faked a lot of it, like a lot of the bubbly out of it, you know? Like I wasn't bubbly. I was annoyed in between takes. I would love to talk about that. I was so annoyed in between takes. That was insane. That was insane. I was kicking things out of anger because I was so frustrated that, you know, the light wouldn't work, or and I didn't have lighting equipment. I didn't have like a good mic or anything. Like I didn't have. Still, I would arrange something. I would try my best to like improv something in my house that could, you know, give me light or whatever, and then it wouldn't work and it would fall apart right in front of me. Like literally the equipment, quote unquote equipment, it wasn't even equipment, but everything would fall apart and things would crumble because I was, you know, putting my camera on top of 1,000 books. So, and that would make me so angry and so frustrated that I just wanted to not do anything ever again, you know? Like I didn't want to film. I didn't feel inspired to. And when the camera was on, I was like, yay, let's go. Let's put an outfit together. And I would make a mess out of my room. Just couldn't. I had to process that in such a deep level. I know it sounds weird. It's just clothes, you know? It's just putting an outfit together. But I was so anxious and so mean to myself that I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle putting an outfit together and then having to put it back in my closet and organize every single thing again, because I would take all of it out to kind of see, you know, the look, the outfit, whatever, and I would have to put it back. And, you know, that's obviously just organizing, you know. I didn't have an organizing bone in my body, you know, like I wasn't this person. I was, as I said, extremely depressed, so I just didn't have anything organized. I have everything all over the place, and with my living condition, with my mom and everything, we just had more and more shit, piles and piles of shit, and not literally, can you imagine? But there was a room in my home that was just full of shit, full of like things, and just piles and piles and piles of stuff. And it was just from my parents' divorce, and like nobody ever touched it, so it just accumulated, and it was such a difficult time to live in this house, you know. I just wanted to be honest and talk about all of that. It's kind of an intro coming back to this channel, I guess. Is, you know, the point of this is just to show you, like, you never know what's going on behind the scenes, and also it takes a lot for you to make it something. Just don't give up just because, you know, it didn't work out at the time. And also it's not there, you know. The happiness you're looking for outside, in that certain place, in that certain job, that certain person, is not there. I guarantee you. It's something you need to work within. It's not outside of you. And it doesn't matter if you move. It doesn't matter if you you know, try your best and even force yourself, like, you're not gonna find it. And I truly believe that even if I did make it back then, and if I had conquered whatever I wanted, I wouldn't be able to appreciate it, and I wouldn't be able to digest it, and I wouldn't be ready for it. I just wouldn't be happy with it even. Like, that wouldn't make me happy. Having thousands of people follow me was not the answer to trauma and to my lack of self-love. So if you think it is, just give it a second thought, because I guarantee you, like, it might make life easier, it might make you money, whatever. But no, it doesn't take a day. Some people do it overnight, but it's like, how rare is that, you know? It might seem like many people are making it overnight just because there's so many influencers, but it's not true. If you actually look at it, like, in your hometown, around you, like, how many people are doing that? It's not much. I guarantee you there's many people that are just trying as much as you, and, you know, in the same place as you are, and feeling the same things that you are. So don't feel weird about it. You know, it's really truly normal. It's truly part of life. And, you know, I got a gig on TV. I love myself today. I got out of all the abusive relationships in my life. I got my relationship with my mom better. I love filming again. I graduated in filmmaking. I graduated in acting. And that's amazing too, you know? Like, life didn't stop for me just because I stopped uploading on social media and I wasn't an influencer overnight. That didn't kill me, you know? And I'm super proud of myself. I'm just, you know, I look at my old videos with such pride and like love for myself, because even though some of them might not have been the greatest and I didn't know what I was doing most of the time, I just was truly owning up to my personality in a lot of them. Others not so much, but I was just owning up to my reality in a sense. So it's weird because I believe I was faking it in some of them, the happiness, you know, but not anything else, you know, because I wasn't happy and I wasn't bubbly and I wasn't excited to be filming, but I was truly being myself, of course, with a lot of Emma Chamberlain influence, but I was truly like being myself. And I do think like my jokes are funny, and I do like, I want to hug her. That's what I'm trying to say. I want to hug her and say like, you're gonna be fine. Wow, you're worrying so much. Wow, where is this pain coming from? Like, look into it. You're not giving it enough attention, and you're worried about followers, and you should be worried about yourself. And I'm so proud of how far I've come. Honestly, like, I'm so proud of the person I am today. And whatever this journey is that is starting right now, I hope you stick around. And if you like it, then I'm happy. And if you don't, send to someone you hate. It's always a great day to spread hate. Oh my god, can you imagine? I'm just kidding. Okay, calm down. I'm kidding. But yeah, if you want to see more content like this and me talking about my life and other topics, you can comment down below. You can subscribe and you can listen to it every week. Okay. Cannot believe I did this. My hair looks so much better. Like, who let me be a blonde? Come on. But anyways, I'll see you some other time. Thank you for listening to my feelings.